Okay, this video today we're going to talk a little bit about all the different kinds of microphones. So if you're a parent or a grandparent of a young person who's getting into music, this may really be of some value to them. The next video I'm going to shoot is going to be how important it is that if they're practicing that they record themselves so that they can play back and get to hear what the audience hears. That's one of the biggest drawbacks that musicians have, is that they never record themselves. They think they sound good. I mean, everybody thinks that they sound good when they sing in the shower, but you have to record yourself. You have to hear what the audience hears. And then you have to make some adjustments about either how you play or how you sing, and work at getting better. I mean, everybody knows what professional musicians sound like, and that should be your goal, to get as good as they are. Well, the only way you're going to do that is to record yourself, compare what you're doing to what they've done, and then work to approach whatever they've done. So, if you are a vocalist, there are innumerable choices that you could make. Right over on this side, I've got 4 different companies. This is only part of them, that make $99 vocal microphones that are still being used on stage by musicians, singers that make millions of dollars a year. This one here is the Shure SM58, company out of Chicago. This was their SM58 anniversary edition, really nice silver. And I've owned a number of these over the years and given a few away. But this is really a beautiful silver one. And $99. It's this microphone has had more beer spilled on it than all the other microphones on the planet combined. This microphone has been used in more bars and speakeasies than any other vocal microphone on the planet. This is a $99 vocal microphone, the Sennheiser E835. Again, a very, very nice microphone. I have 3 of these. My son has absconded with one of them for his Twitch streaming when I bought him a new Focusrite Scarlett interface. And I said, why don't you try one of these microphones? And his friend said that this microphone and the new Scarlett Generation 3 interface was the best he's ever sounded while he's speaking over the games that they're playing. So he really likes this microphone. This is my favorite $99 mic. Company out of Australia called Rode, R-O-D-E. This is their M1. Generally, when I do all my singing, this is what I'm singing in. It's heavy, too. 10-year warranty. Excuse me. Nobody else offers a 10-year warranty on their mics. This here is another vocal microphone from a company called SE Electronics. Very, very nice microphone. Again, 99 bucks. You don't need to spend crazy money to get a very high quality microphone today. So it's a very nice, the foam inside this got a little bit of a red cast to it. Very, very nice sounding microphone. And they all come with the stand clip that fits their particular model. Then if we move up and we want to say, I want to look at a little bit better microphone, this is a hypercardioid Sennheiser E945. This mic happens to be $239, but I think it's one of the best handheld microphones. I've heard this a dynamic mic. It doesn't take 48 volts DC phantom power to run it. Very, very nice microphone. I've even used this to good effect on some acoustic guitars. This is really, really a nice microphone. Got a little bit of a blue tint to the metal windscreen around it. Then a step up from that one is this one. Now this is a condenser microphone. This is the E865 from Sennheiser. This one does take 48 volts phantom power, a little bit more gain, but what it also has is a lot more noise. It's got about 23 dB of noise. And so I have to use a noise gate on this, because if you get to a place where you have a quiet passage, you can hear the noise coming out of the electronics in this mic. It's a beautiful sounding mic, very warm sounding. I like this particular mic, this one, and the Rode M1 on female voices. It kind of warms them up a little bit. Again, Sennheiser E865, very nice mic. This mic's $265. So you have to be pretty serious if you're going to spend money on that. Then the next microphones that we have, we get into the large condenser microphones. Most of them have 3/4 to 1 inch gold sputtered diaphragms in them. This one happens to be an AKG C3000. I've also got some Rode NT1As that I really, really like those microphones. This is a very warm sounding mic. I like this on stringed instruments. It's also a nice microphone for female vocals. I've sung in this as well. It's a very, very nice microphone. And generally all of these come in a shock mount because they're very susceptible to handling noise. This microphone here is $329. I have a pair of these. And so if I'm doing any string ensemble work, I'll generally pull these out because I like these a lot. But that's the Sennheiser C3000, and if you look at the Sennheiser catalog, they've got all kinds of microphones all over the place. Now the other microphone that you'll see a lot for instrumental work are what we call pencil microphones. Very, very slender. These are all unidirectional mics. They pick up mostly from the front, and it starts to decrease as you get around it. I like these microphones, especially if you're doing some video work and you want something that's a little bit smaller and unobtrusive. These are also extremely flat in frequency response. And I like these on cymbals, stringed instruments, saxophones, oboes, clarinets. And you can use 3 of these, and we're going to talk in another video about how you position microphones depending on what you're trying to record. But this is an E614 from Sennheiser. You can also get a really nice pair of these from Rode. I think they're called the 5s, and they come in a match pair for $199 from Rode, and they're very, very nice as well. This one is a little bit noisy. It approaches minus 20 dB in terms of noise, but the sound of this microphone is beautiful. I like to put this microphone, 2 of these, inside a grand piano, right above the hammers, about 10 inches up from the hammers, on the piano from C3 and C5. And then I like to pan that in a mixer at about 10 and 2 o'clock, and this will make a grand piano really, really shine. So these are very, very nice mics. And then when you get to microphones like this, the large diaphragm microphones, if you're trying to keep the plosives when you're singing or the breath noises out, you can buy little windscreens like this. I like this, and it fits right over the front. Looks really nice. It's not real big like some of the bigger circular ones that you see, and this is kind of obtrusive, and I really like that. I have 2 of these for my AKG mics. You can also get little bitty windscreens for the little Sennheiser microphones, so you can use those as well. And then if you have a vocalist who has a real hard time because they like to eat the microphone, which is a really bad thing, you can get these foam windscreens and you can pop them on, and this will keep all of the breath noises out of the microphones. At my son's church, they were having a real hard time with the vocalists there keeping the microphones too close to their face, and they were getting a lot of pee-pops and a lot of wind noise. And so I told them, I said, get yourself a bunch of windscreens and just make them wear these over the microphones, and then you won't have to worry about it up at the control room listening to all the breath noises. So usually these come, and these are like a couple of bucks a piece, and they'll fit just about any handheld mic. Now, one other mic I want to talk about is this one. This is also from SE, and you'll notice it's a little bit smaller. This is a dynamic instrument microphone. You could use this on drum kits for any of the toms and the snares. This has a much flatter frequency response. It's also got a much thinner foam layer on the inside, so it would be a little bit tougher to sing through this. You'd almost have to put a windscreen on the top, but if you're going to do that, you might as well have a regular handheld mic. But this is a really nice instrument mic for guitars, violins, if you didn't have phantom power. Really nice microphone for that. Again, $99 for the instrument version, $99 for the vocal version. All come with mic clips, of course. And then the last thing I want to show you, don't be offended by about what I'm about to say. We call this a dead cat. And we use a lot of these in film work. This actually fits over the two microphones that are on this camera that you see, that I'm using now, for when you're doing outside work, because this gets rid of all the wind noise from hitting the microphone capsules. And when you have that, it gets pretty annoying to have to listen to all that wind noise while you're trying to film outside. Sometimes if it's not too windy, you can use just the foam cap, but this actually fits over the two microphones that are on this, and I can go outside and shoot even on a windy day, and you won't hear any wind noise because it has a very hard time getting through the fur that's on you. This is all synthetic fur, by the way. This is not real cat fur. And the sounds will still come through this, but the wind noise will not. So very nice universal windscreen. I can also use this on my other camera, which is my Zoom Q2N that I use for all of my OBS video streaming behind me. Of course, I don't need this on the inside, but if I took this camera outside, I would need to use this most likely. So hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of the different kinds of microphones that there are. There's also vacuum tube versions of microphones like this that are large diaphragm mics. They come with a separate power supply because you have to have more power to power the vacuum tube that'll be inside the microphone. They are very warm sounding. They're also very expensive. Generally, they'll start at around $600 and go all the way up. The most expensive one that I know of is a Sony vacuum tube mic that's $10,000, and that's the one that Alison Krauss, many times she's won Grammy Awards, and she sings into that $10,000 Sony microphone. So maybe we all should be so lucky to do that. So, and then finally, I'm going to do another video today on little mixing boards, because you have to have something like this to be able to feed all these microphones in. This is a little Mackie 402 VLZ4. It takes up to 2 microphones, so you could actually take any 2 microphones, this little, and you could make a really nice little stereo recording. This is only $99. Every kid who's a musician should have a pair of microphones and one of these little Mackie 402 VLZ4s. And even if they had an old cassette recorder, they could make some really, really nice recordings. If they are an instrumentalist, I would even recommend a pair of these little SE-V7Xs. The X indicates that it's an instrument version. This is the SE-V7. If you were an instrumentalist, if you had a pair of these and this little Mackie board, you could also get the Shure SM57. That microphone is also as old as the 58. They basically have pretty much the same capsule inside, but the V7 and this V7X are really instrument microphones. So if you've got a youngster that plays clarinet and oboe, any kind of an instrument, a pair of these for $99 and a $99 mixing board, $300, they could really start to make some nice recordings and really work at getting better in their craft. So I'm going to talk more about these mixing boards and microphone interfaces in another video. So hope you've liked what you've seen today, and I'm going to shoot 2 more videos today, and we're going to get into a little bit more in depth. So thanks for watching.